Lake Norman today in North Carolina for the $289,000 Bassmaster BP Top 100. This first morning, our Bassmasters camera crew is covering Guy Ecker, a Cherryville, North Carolina-based pro and the pre-tournament favorite. Local knowledge is expected to be an advantage on Lake Norman, not regarded as an easy bass fishery. Catching largemouth bass is not the problem. 14-inch keeper-size bass is. Big bass are a bonus. A good game plan is to put the electric motor down and go. That's Ecker's strategy. He's covering water, fishing a spinnerbait. It's mid-May. The seasonal pattern is post-spawn. Bass are moving out of the shallow coves. Boat docks, rock riprap, fallen trees, and shoreline bushes hold the bass. Evidently, Guy's got their address. He's getting strikes, but not size. He needs bigger fish, 5 for a limit. Mississippi pro Paul Elias, the 1982 world champion, has a good one. This one hit a topwater jerkbait.
That was a Lake Norman hog.
Peter Tilaveras, the #1 ranked pro on the Bassmaster BP Top 100 Tour. Peter T's fishing a favorite lure here, the Carolina-rigged plastic lizard. It's paying off for the Jacksonville, Florida angler. Numerous patterns seem to be working. Topwater for sure. Gary Klein of Texas is fishing a shad imitation lure, the Sluggo, a soft plastic jerkbait. Will one of these pros and patterns be the winning combination? Stay tuned to find out. I'm Bob Cobb. The Bassmasters continue in a moment with the BP Top 100 from Mooresville, North Carolina.
Lake Norman, North Carolina. Day 1 weigh-in of the 4-day Bassmaster BP Top 100. A gathering of the best pro fishermen on the Bassmaster Tournament Trail. And a good crowd on hand. Fishing fans and curious local fishermen wondering how the BASS pros will fare on their lake, which at 32,500 acres is the state's largest body of freshwater. Known as the Inland Sea to Carolinians, it's often referred to as the Dead Sea by bass fishermen. Plenty of small bass, but few largemouths to brag about. Let's see how the pros score.
Wait now, Stanley Mitchell's in there like Flynn. Watch out, folks. Look out for Stanley. 17 pounds, 14 ounces. Mark it to send him home. Boy, well, look, folks, let's give him a hand. 2 magnificent bass. Hold them both up. Look here, folks. This bass is the biggest bass we've seen. As a matter of fact, you've got 2 big bass. How close together were they caught?
About 4 hours apart, Ray. It was just one of them days I couldn't do anything wrong. I picked up a jig after I'd caught the first big one, and I had a limit. And I was just going down the banks, throwing it around. I caught the second big one, so it just one of them days nothing could go wrong.
17 pounds, 14 ounces. That's the big string. And Stanley's 6-pound, 4-ounce lunker earns $1,000 for the day's big bass. And the lead over Tennessee's Tom Buckingham with 14 pounds, 5 ounces. Jim Bitter of Florida is third with 14.2. And fourth goes to Texan Zell Rowland, 12 pounds, 6 ounces. However, big fish are at a premium. The 528 bass weighed in average only 1 pound, 6 ounces. But that's not the only standings of interest. There's the BASS Angler of the Year race. Kevin Van Dam, the Michigan whiz kid, is fighting to hold on against his boyhood hero, Rick Clunn, 4-time world champion.
7 pounds, 11 ounces, and he's sweating a little bit. The word I heard early Clunn was on fish.
Well, Rick's a great fisherman, and I'm sure he'll be catching them here. It's not hard to catch fish here. It's just the size that's hard to come by. And if he can get on some bigger fish, you know, he may do it.
Rick Clunn gains 1 pound, 2 ounces today, but still trails by over 11 pounds with 3 days to play.
Are you gonna try to do something radically different, or is there anything you can do other than just hope?
Well, I'm trying to mix 2 things together. You know, the first couple of days, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I get a limit, or at least try to get a limit, because you never know. Fishing's a funny thing, and he could have an extraordinary bad day, which he hadn't had in 2 years.
Day 2. Tournament leader Stanley Mitchell returns to Hicks Creek, a stained water tributary up the Catawba River. He's casting a 1/2-ounce Stanley spinnerbait with silver and gold willow leaf blades. the key lure in yesterday's impressive creel. But this bass won't help. It's short of the 14-inch size limit. However, Mitchell's on to bigger fish, the late spawners.
What I'm doing, I'm fishing the guts primarily for the last few, I think, just trying to bed, and then I'm catching some out on the main creek that I think's already left. They're already through, and they're back out feeding on shad.
Zell Rowland in fourth is on a strong early topwater bite, and he's already got a limit. Zell switched from a pop-R on rocky main lake points to a jerkbait, a rogue, fished in areas between the docks. His secondary pattern is working too, but he needs a big bite.
I hadn't caught that many big fish out from underneath the docks. They've all been in areas where most of the guys that would be fishing would probably not catch one because they've been in between the docks up against the bank.
First day leader Stanley Mitchell knows where the big fish hole up.
What? I wish y'all could have seen that fish come out there and got that bait then. I saw him swallow it.
Day 2 weigh-in, and the catches appear to be down from yesterday. However, Rick Clunn is making a move on Kevin Van Dam in the Angler of the Year chase.
He has 9 pounds, 15 ounces. Let's give him a nice hand. He's still closing the gap, and let's weigh his biggest bass. He's working his best to catch a few big fish. He's got to have a couple of big ones to even have a hope of moving in on the kid.
Tournament leader Stanley Mitchell has the 5 bass limit and another good bag.
10 pounds even. Mark it. 10-0. Let's give him a good hand. He's got one more big bass, folks. That's the stinker. Look, that's what it takes. That's the biggest bass of the pros. He had 2 of the largest bass yesterday. Hey, here we are the second day with another good keeper. What are you doing?
Well, mainly, Ray, I'm fishing with bigger baits than probably what I ought to be doing. I was way behind on the Classic, and I figured I might well take a chance and use big baits and maybe catch, you know, a few bigger fish if I got lucky. And so far, I've been lucky. I've caught 1 or 2 every day. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I struggled today. I just had 5. I had 5 keepers is all I had to hit, and I caught all 5 of them. I didn't lose one, so I had a lucky day today.
Lucky or not, 27 pounds, 14 ounces for 2 days. Stanley's got his act together. But Zell Rowland upstages him. 13 pounds, 8 ounces, the day's biggest weigh-in.
No, did you just get lucky to stumble on some fish?
I fished a little bit differently than what I did yesterday, and a lot of the water that I saw today was just getting beat to death, and I changed my technique of fishing and was able to go in behind a lot of the guys and catch them.
Are you fishing just a little bit deeper?
Well, maybe.
Well, maybe.
Keep 'em guessing, Zell. Tomorrow shapes up as a showdown. Stanley Mitchell's lead shrinks to 2 pounds, with Zell Rowland jumping into second. Tom Buckingham drops to third. In the Angler of the Year race, Rick Clunn gains a step on Kevin Van Dam. The gap narrows to 10 pounds, 3 ounces. Is Kevin concerned?
I try to have a lot of confidence when I go into a tournament, and I do at this tournament too, but, you know, if it was anybody else back there but Rick, I might feel a little different.
You really respect him, don't you?
He's my hero, so.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with third round action in the Bassmaster BP Top 100 from North Carolina's Lake Norman following these messages. Early morning, topwater, perfect time, right lure. And Zell Rowland has the right spot.
Well, don't let this one get off if he gets on. Come out of the bush. Got him hooked good. There he is. Well, shoot. thinking big fish and have that little bitty one run out there and grab it don't do me a lot of good.
Key to the early morning pattern, chunk rock and spawning threadfin shad. Gary Klein in 5th zeroes in on the topwater feeding action. Zell Rowland changes to a shallow running jerkbait. He's hot, he's got a limit, and looking to cull his smallest fish.
I got him, gill plates and all.
And Kevin Van Dam may have the Angler of the Year title locked up. He's boated a 5 bass limit and still going strong. Jay Yellis of Texas in 6th has patiently moved up in the standings. His game plan is different from most. Late spawning bass. Their numbers are limited, but on the lower end of Lake Norman, some bass are still spotted on the beds. He just wants to locate 5 a day, then target the spot, presenting a fatsy tube bait until the bass takes it. And at the day 3 weigh-in, Jay Yellis with 12 pounds, 12 ounces makes the big move. He climbs to 3rd with 33 pounds, 9 ounces, only 4 pounds off the lead. Stanley Mitchell holds on to 1st with 37 pounds, 9 ounces, but he's struggling.
There you go. What's your plan for tomorrow?
Well, I don't know, Ray. I changed areas today because I couldn't get anything going where I've been fishing at, and I got lucky and I just caught one here and there. It was real slow today. I didn't catch fish 10 o'clock. I feel like I found something that might hit me out tomorrow. You know, who knows? Just keep going out there and plugging away at it.
Zell Rowland still 2nd. He's catching plenty of fish, but needs some luck.
Stanley stumps his toe, you got him.
Yeah, you know, I had limit in 35 minutes this morning, Ray, and caught a lot of fish all day long. I just never got that one quality fish bite, and I know Stanley, the way he's fishing, he's liable to catch him a limit, and it's going to be who gets a good bite tomorrow.
Well, Kevin Van Dam can breathe easier. He outfished challenger Rick Clunn by 8 ounces today and leads by 10 pounds, 11 ounces in the Angler of the Year race. Stay tuned. The Bassmasters will be right back with the final round of the BP Top 100 on Lake Norman near Mooresville, North Carolina.
I've been playing with one that ain't no good.
Final morning. Last chance for the BP Top 100 anglers to cash in on $289,000. Stanley Mitchell, the wire-to-wire leader, is feeling the pressure. There's $46,000 to the winner. Stanley's changed strategy. He's gone to a topwater pop-R. His buddy Tom Mann Jr., another Georgia pro, tipped him off to the early morning pattern. As expected, Zell Rowland starts on his quick limit topwater fish. This morning, Zell's alternating between a Pop-R topwater and a spinnerbait.
Come to Daddy. He'll work. Well, I caught me one of them out of here anyway.
How's Stanley handling the pressure? Stanley's got a deep bag of tricks. He's fishing a swimming worm, a 7-inch super floater rigged with a long shank wire hook.
Dang it.
Zell's hooked another one. He's still in the hunt.
Oh, she's nipping at it. Sorry, rascal.
Bedding bass are fickle fish. This one's about to get the best of Stanley Mitchell.
Golly. She ain't taking it, though. She's just messing with it. Uh-oh.
The final weigh-in. Both front runners have limits, but no heavyweights. Zell Rowland scores 8 pounds 2 ounces and leads with 42 pounds 13 ounces. Stanley Mitchell, who won the Bassmasters Classic World title in 1981, needs 5 pounds 5 ounces to taste victory again. And here's the weight Stanley won't soon forget.
Stanley's got to have over 5 pounds, and he does, folks. There it is, 8 pounds 7 ounces. Bingo, 8-7. That'll make you a winner unless some miracle occurs. I don't think it can. I think it's too late.
For the record, the final top 10. Stanley Mitchell of Fitzgerald, Georgia, with 20 bass and 46 pounds, the champion. Followed by Zell Rowland and Jay Yellis of Texas. Yes, and in 10th place, Kevin Van Dam, the BASS Angler of the Year. For 1992, he proved to be the best against all the rest. Right now, it's time for the Pros Pointer, the how-to section of the Bassmasters. Brought to you by Wrangler, the most comfortable jeans known to man.
One of the keys here at the end of the tournament was I was catching them on this swimming worm. The conditions got, it was real sunny, that it got real hot, and the fish were just kind of in a lazy mood, and they'd come get this swimming worm. The way I was rigging it, I was sticking it in behind the head, about 1.5 inches. Pull it down through, bring the shank part back all the way through till it looked kind of like this here. Then you just take this hook, and I had it just a little bit out, so whenever the fish got it, it wasn't real hard to get the hook set. The hook is down about 1.5 inches from the head of the worm, and what that'll do is when your bait gets in around where the fish are, and you see the fish come to the bait, and you can just move it barely 1/4 inch or so, where if you got it hooked the other way, it'll move 6 inches.
When he won the 1981 Classic, Stanley Mitchell was 21, the youngest Bassmasters Classic champion in history. Nice to see Stan win again. Next week, the Bassmasters are going fishing with Kevin Van Dam, the Angler of the Year. He's quite a story. In only his second season on the Bassmaster Tournament trail, Kevin's proved to be the best, and he's only 24 years old. Join us as Kevin shows you tips and tactics for catching Michigan smallmouth bass. For the Bassmasters, I'm Bob Cobb. See you all next week.